All right, so I'm going to do this in one take, but instant reaction review for Iran's match against Uzbekistan in Uzbekistan. And I think the best place to first get started with was the lineup. We saw Azmoun, Taremi, Jahanbash, Mohebi, Ezatullahi Qudus, and a surprise introduction in the defense of Ali Nemati, who, to my knowledge, I don't know if has ever played for the senior national team or has ever started at the senior national team level. My thoughts on the lineup, I didn't really rate it. I mean, I don't mind us starting Mehdi and Sardar at the striker position, but starting Mohebi and Jahanbash, I think was the stupid part in my opinion, because as I've always said, you guys all know me, I love Jahanbash, but he's not playing at club level. He is not really necessarily match fit, you can say. He doesn't play day in, day out. His only matches recently, because he's a free agent, is just Iran's World Cup qualification matches. I'm not saying exile Jahanbash from the national team, but he shouldn't be getting, right now anyway, major minutes while he's a free agent and not fully match fit. Yes, he is probably fit, but he's not football match fit. And Mohebi is just coming back from injury. Why are you going to start him in this game when you have a guy like Qaedi who has been playing actually pretty well for you, and Golizade who's been playing pretty well so far this season in Poland? So I don't know why you don't start guys like them. And then as well, Hossein Najad. I mean, I knew it was going to be a stab in the dark to see him start this game, but I was hoping he would at least play in this game, and I'll obviously get onto that later on. And many fans just want to see a guy like Hossein Najad who can bring the ball from midfield to offense, add that creative spark, so then it frees up more opportunities for Mehdi and Sardar, instead of we're seeing Mehdi drop all the way back trying to be that creative spark, but we didn't see that, unfortunately. So lineup, I don't think was good from Qalanui, but nonetheless, the game kicks off. We go into the game. First half, there's not really much to talk about, and I think the main talking point is, why did we not take it more to Uzbekistan? You can tell both teams were kind of just playing a little bit scared to take a risk, to create an opportunity, to do something, because they both were like, oh, if we do this, it might expose us, and then we will be more defensively vulnerable here. And so most of the play was safe from both teams, and I think that was disappointing on Iran's end. I understand in Uzbekistan's side of things, because they've only ever gone like one win to my knowledge against Iran, and they have this monkey on their back where they haven't been able to finally win a game, get over that hump against Iran. And I think Uzbekistan are really knocking on that door. 3 straight draws. I mean, at some point the dam's gonna break, but I think Iran should have taken it to Uzbekistan, at least put on the emphasis, because like I said in my preview, I think it would be so important if Iran came out of this game with 3 points, going to the game against Qatar and get 3 points. You're putting yourself one big foot into getting one of those automatic qualification spots. But instead, Qalanui plays it safe, and that's the thing that irritates me. Is we play it safe in the first half. We don't really do much. Uzbekistan don't really do much. Just kind of half chances on both ends, but such a snooze fest of a first half. Second half begins. I think many of us wanted to see some changes, see the likes of maybe Sardar, Mohebi, Jahanbash kind of come off because they weren't playing well in this game, those 3 in particular that I mentioned, but we don't make any subs. Around the 55th minute, I believe, Hardani gets a red card. Was it deserved? I think so, but it was kind of weird because initially the ref didn't give it as like a foul whatsoever, and then it was reviewed and then was given as a red. That moment definitely changed the game. Maybe in Iran's benefit, maybe in Iran's detriment, but once Iran went down to 10 men, this is where the game absolutely kicked off. We finally see our first sub. Mohebi comes off for Qaedi, and I think in the first place, Qaedi should have just been starting over Mohebi. I get Mohebi scored, but he didn't do it. He was honestly a ghost in this game. And Qaedi came on and made a bigger difference, a way bigger impact. So one definite big head scratcher there, but I think Uzbekistan had the more clear-cut chances but didn't execute, and I think that's what killed them. And I think Iran got really, really lucky that Uzbekistan did not have their shooting boots in this game. They got super duper lucky that that was the case. And then we make more subs, and this is where my head absolutely just gets bashed in by Qalanui. The next sub after Qaedi later on in the match we make is Omi Nurafkan. My God, why is my guy playing in this game? we see a guy like Hossein and Hossein just chilling on the bench, just wondering, pondering, being like, I could break down, create half chances for us, maybe put it on a plate for Azmoun, maybe put on a plate for Mehdi, and we could have maybe gotten a goal, but I'm just going to chill here because Omi Nurafkan is such a big creative midfield spark for us. And then our later subs are bringing on Qualifiers, which I think was a huge plus, but again, everyone's favorite forward, Moghalu, gets in to do absolutely jack shit nothing. And it's just so irritating. Those subs were just bad by Kalinui. The lineup was bad. The player selection was bad. The subs, for the most part, were bad. Kalinui, you just... Oh, God. Within the controllables, Kalinui fumbled. And again, the patience of fans are just thinnest coat of ice right now. The thinnest coat of ice. I'm done with thinking like, oh, it's so cool. He called up Saib Monash. Oh, it's cool. He called up Hossein. Oh, it's cool. He called up Hossein Zadeh. He's not playing him. Let's stop with this fantasy thinking he's going to play him. They're not going to be played. But I'm starting to go on a whole different tangent. That pissed me off a lot. But then the game kicks on. We continue. As I said, Uzbekistan have the better chances, in my opinion. Just can't execute. 0 shooting boots applied for them. And then Iran, at the end of the game, get a stonewall penalty in my eyes. It was given. The ref blows it. Handball. The guy wearing the stupid swimming hat handballs it, and I thought, wow, I don't know, he just got a get out of jail free card. I mean, I thought it was a stonewall penalty. Everyone in the stream thought it was a stonewall penalty. And then after like 5 minutes of waiting, maybe not 5, maybe 2 or 3, the ref goes to VAR and overturns it. I'm just shocked. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Iran deserved to win this game, but my goodness, how is that not given? How is that not a penalty? That was a stone cold penalty. I thought it was ridiculous that the 2 moments the ref went to VAR were in Iran's detriment, both times, for Hardani's red card and then for the penalty. I was shocked. I think it was a handball. I've seen handballs given for less than that, and I've seen those type of handballs given. But nonetheless, then we actually have probably our best chance of the whole game from a Qaidi free kick that Ezzatullahi flicks, but saved by the goalkeeper, and it's just a little too late at that point. Like, why are we trying to score so late on instead of just taking it to them from the get-go? And my overarching thoughts, I mean, you guys basically were hearing it throughout the video, is poor squad selections. I mean, the XI was not good. Subs, half of them were useless. Nurafkan, Moghalu, don't know why they're seeing the pitch. You're bringing on as well Qolizadeh and Qaidi way too late. They should have been the halftime subs. They should have been gone into the game way sooner to get into it, get into the flow of the game. But like Qolizadeh, giving him like 10 to 15 minutes, like he's not going to be able to get himself into the game. Qalinui, I think you have blood on your hands because yes, it was a draw, and before the game kicks off, you think, you know what, I would take a draw. But when you watch how this game played out, it feels like more of a loss than a win. Like, as much as I love what Uzbekistan are doing at the national team right now, development from the youth, and it's starting to translate, and they're becoming one of those Asian powerhouses, they were still up for the taking. We still could have won this game. There is no question. In regards to the tangibles, we could have won this game with better squad selections, better tactics, taking it to them. All those things are within our own control. Yes, it sucks that the penalty wasn't given. I think that was the wrong call. But that would have just been a bonus. That had nothing to do with us being a good team in that game. That was more of just the guy that was wearing the funny swimming cap handballing it. And surprisingly, I've never seen a handball like that ever be overturned. But that's my opinion. I think now going into the match against Qatar, you have to go in. Like, it adds so much emphasis that we have to go into that game winning it. And not just winning it, but winning it in a clear-cut fashion. Because like I said in the preview, you have to be getting at least 4 points out of these 2 matches in total. 4 points is the bare minimum. And if you don't win this match against Qatar, Amir Qalinui, I think you 100% should be fired if you don't win this game against Qatar. Anything less than a win is a huge L. Regardless if the game is being played in a neutral venue in UAE, Qatar have been terrible in qualifying. You need to get that revenge. And you just need to show that you can beat the better opponents in Asia. You're lucky that your group doesn't feature the likes of Japan, Australia, South Korea, or Saudi Arabia, because if we played against any of them, I think we would be seeing losses. With how we're playing right now in qualifiers, we used to at least be able to beat the likes of, yes, I know Uzbekistan and Qatar have improved, but we used to be able to beat them at least. You know, yeah, we would have a little bit of struggles against South Korea and Japan, but we would still, at least for the most part, at least be beating South Korea. Yes, Japan was a whole different story, but like, the standard has dropped. We're still a better national team. Yes, everyone else has gone better, but don't get me wrong. Yes, our progress is very like minimal, but we're still a better national team than back then when we were beating the likes of Uzbekistan and Qatar. That's my biggest issue right now with Qalinoi, is like, I feel like he is making us digress. Like, we're going back to the dinosaur ages with him. As much as he might think and say like, we play more offensive football under him, his tactics are a lot more offensive, I honestly feel like we're just playing a worser version of Kirosh ball right now. Honestly, like, we play super defensive, we don't really go for it, but at least I feel like there was more organization under Carlos Queiroz. There's more of a standard with Carlos Queiroz, and there was more inspiration with him being the coach. But with Qalinoi, it's the opposite. Like, I feel like we're dry. Like, we're watching a black and white television movie or show right now because of how far back he's taking this team. But that's my opinion. As I said, I'm doing this right after the match, so my emotions are really red, boiling hot, because this match felt like more of a loss than a win. But you guys got to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to smash the like button on today's video. Can we get like over 100 likes on this review? If we get over like 150 likes on this review, I will try to do a watch along for the match against Qatar. I will try to make it happen. I can't right now because I have work, but I'll make it happen. If we hit over 150 likes, it's up to you guys if you want to see that watch along. But boys and girls, I hope you'll have a lovely day.